The general purpose of this speech will be to inform. Once this speech ends, you will learn not to do the same mistake I did. How many of you have gotten a computer virus? Maybe some of you have, some of you haven't. At least I thought I did have a virus, but in reality, I got scammed. It all started on Monday Night Football. The Philadelphia Eagles were playing the Atlanta Falcons. I had the I had one of the players for the Eagles in my fantasy team, so I wanted to see what was the score if they were gonna do something. I was really bored at home and I got super curious, so I went to the internet and I put a Google and I put watch the Falcons versus the Eagles free game for free. So I clicked on a link and it took me to a website. Once I got there, there was no there was nothing. It was a blank page. So I was like, okay. So I tried to get out, but it wouldn't let me. At first I thought it was maybe myself, but then all of a sudden a pop-up virus came out. I was really scared since I had never ever gotten a virus. It was my first time I had ever dealt with something like this. The first thing I did was call the number that was on the pop-up virus. It said, call this number so that we could remove your virus. So this is where things get a bit shady. So I called the number and I told them exactly what happened. For some reason, they already had my computer information. So, I mean, what could I do else, right? So I let them in my computer so that they could navigate through it. And then once that happened, they told me that they were gonna put an antivirus so that they could remove it and that it would be clean. So I was like, okay. And afterwards, he told me, in total, it'll be $150. So I had no idea what to do next. So I was like, well, what? Let me just tell my parents. Let me tell my mom, my dad. He can help, right? I told him that if I could borrow his credit card, since at that time I didn't have a credit card or a debit card. Once I told my parents, I got in a lot of trouble. After all of this had happened, I was bored and curious, so I was like, let me check on YouTube how a real virus is. And once I saw the video, I had realized that I had gotten scammed out of $150. Another thing that team thought was that I had the McAfee antivirus program installed on my computer before that had happened. And it didn't detect anything. After this, I knew though and probably what had happened. The moral of the story is to not let curiosity get the best of you. And if you ever get a pop-up virus, don't do what it says right there, because you might end up like me. Later on, I had told my parents about it, that I had gotten scammed. They seemed disappointed at first, but then I had a friend who also had a similar experience like that. But luckily, they knew that it was just a scam, as I had told them my story before. This was an pleasant experience, but now I know that I learned from this experience. Now you know that if you get a pop-up virus, don't do anything. Just turn off the computer and don't do anything else, because it might be another scam.